Okay, I just want to do a quick video about the sexiest woman supposedly alive. And her name is Mila Kunis. Okay, so just think about that. The name in itself, it's probably not even her real name. Most celebrities are given fake names by their managers to try to be more trendy, and people will, the name will carry longer and it's easier for print, or, but I'm not sure if that's her real name. I'm not going to look her up on Wikipedia or anything like that. But I just kind of want to break down the name just for a second and kind of just what's known about her. Her name is Mila, so they're saying like she makes millions, Mila, so associates it with millions, Mila. And then Kun, like she's cunning, she's cunt, she cuns people. Well, I don't know much about her. She just kind of came on the scene. I know she was in the sitcom of the 70s show with Austin Kutcher, and then she did a movie with Justin Timberlake, I think it was, Friends with Benefits. So they're kind of setting up this PR for the girl, saying, hey, you're back in the 70s, they're going to go back, to each other, and then after Ashton and Demi break up, they're going to get together. Of course, they met on the set and probably were having an affair the whole time. Then when he met Demi, he moved up and got better jobs, and basically used her kind of like she was his sugar mama, and then he dumped her for this girl, and she has the image of, just sleep around and fornicate and, just give the guy whatever he wants and get the benefits out of the relationship. And so that's kind of her brand. And then I guess she's with him now, and so she becomes the sexiest woman alive. So it kind of just shows you, the branding of Hollywood and how they just kind of make the mistress, the girl who's into worldly things and the worldly view of things, she's always going to click. She's always going to be the prettiest. She's always going to be at the top. She's always going to have the most followers, see how many people are following her. She's got like 478,000 followers. So she's made herself quite popular by stealing Austin Kutcher and making fornication acceptable. So that will definitely get you clout and top rank in America. And so that's kind of how things are measured here. So she's going to get a lot of sponsors, a lot of backing, a lot of investments, because that's the image they want to portray. That's what's popular. That's what they're putting out there. She's going to be on all the talk shows, going to get the leading roles in the movies, because she knows how to speak the talk. It's all jargon, and they want to hear back what they're putting out. And if she lets them know, hey, I don't have a problem with sleeping around with married men, I don't have a problem with being a mistress, I don't have a problem with having sex with men, just making it a benefit situation. All those other people are living back in the 70s. I'm up with the 2012, the 21st century thing, and so that therefore gives you rewards. The attitudes change. People start to accept this type of girl, and bam, she makes it to the top. So that's kind of a breakdown that you won't hear on any talk shows. No pastors are going to talk to you about the subject, because they're just going to let it all pretty much go, and they're going to probably be following her on Twitter themselves. So, she's going to lead them to hell. She recruits a lot of souls. She gets a lot of girls to fornicate and, follow Satan. And so let's see what she's tweeting about. Okay, she's got a tweet here. It says, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. So she's trying to portray herself as like she stands for something, but yet she just sleeps around. She doesn't get married, and she doesn't have very many morals, but she stands for something. Maybe that's just to ruin relationships. And look, her role model is Kim Kardashian, who doesn't value marriage herself and was married, what, 72 days? And it says, oh, so this is why I dream about Kanye. And I don't know if the picture will pull up. It says 90% of people don't know this about dreaming. And then something. I'm not going to pull that up, but let's see what else. She's got another Kim. Oh, Kim, that's so romantic. Divine Vera. 90% of people don't know this about dreaming. And then she's got that again. Asking a question you already know just to see if the person will lie. So basically, she's not providing much information. She's not making a lot of a difference. There's not a lot of charity quotes on here. She's not donating any money. She's not giving anybody houses or cars. She's doesn't have any foundation tweets about helping young kids to, to not fornicate and to stay in school, or, where's her, volunteer work. We don't see a lot of that, but she's still sexy. And as long as she knows how to show that skin and, all of her good parts, then the men will just be willing to be with her. She doesn't need a lot on her Twitter page, obviously. She doesn't have to have anything informative, because men don't really like that. They just want sex. They just want girls in heels showing boobs, not much in the brain, and that's what turns them on. So that's my little quick video.